miracle rescue. A lost dog swimming alone a mile off the coast of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, saved by a group of boaters. The Jack Russell Terrier named Zuko had fallen overboard from his owner's boat and was lost on his own for up to an hour. The team rescuing the lucky pooch, tracking down his owners for a welcome reunion. And the stunning shooting on a movie set now under investigation as actor Alec Baldwin, who fired the deadly shot from a prop gun, makes his first comments describing his shock and sadness over accidentally killing the film's director of photography and wounding the director. Tonight, the 911 calls for help moments after the shooting as questions loom over how such a tragic accident could happen. And welcome news about COVID vaccines and children, as data shows Pfizer's vaccine is nearly 91% effective against symptomatic illness in children 5 to 11 years old. That key data coming in as FDA advisors are set to meet next week to consider authorization. We talked to one family whose young children participated in the critical trials of the vaccine.
The safety of the kids is so important to the study. It's not just here, they got the injections and that's it.
We're tracking a line of storms on the West Coast. 3 systems set to hit one after another, threatening heavy rain, damaging winds, and even snow. Meteorologist Rob Marciano has the weekend forecast. The frustration boiling over in the U.S. territory of Puerto Rico after rolling power outages bringing back memories of Hurricane Maria 4 years ago. ABC's Victor Oquendo on the push for answers on the island's nearly 3 million people and why they're once again in the dark. And the rock legend from Motley Crue, Nikki Sixx, opening up about his journey to here tonight. Thank you so much for streaming with us. And we begin with the fallout from that shocking, deadly incident on the movie set of Rust in New Mexico. Alec Baldwin firing a prop gun and killing the movie's photography director and injuring the film's director. Now, the Dusty Hills of New Mexico have been a backdrop for countless Western movies for decades. Baldwin was also producing this film that tells the story of an accidental killing and the aftermath. But tonight, we are focused on the real-life implications of a shoot gone wrong and the investigation now underway. A member of Rust's camera crew telling ABC News the issue of gun safety has been brought up repeatedly and brushed off. And already, they had 2 accidental discharges on set. Now, those that knew the 42-year-old Halyna Hutchins describing her as a skilled cinematographer with an artistic vision. A friend from college saying she could have been among the top Hollywood stars on camera, not behind it. And tonight, Baldwin himself reacting, writing, "There are no words to convey my shock and sadness. My heart is broken." Our Kaylee Hartung leads us off tonight from New Mexico.
Tonight, the urgent investigation into that horrifying movie set shooting. Police say Alec Baldwin firing a prop gun, accidentally killing a cinematographer and injuring the director during the production of the Western Rust. For the first time, we're hearing the chilling 911 calls.
We've had 2 people accidentally shot on a movie set by a prop gun. We need help immediately.
In another call, the person describing the chaos on the set.
It is AD that yelled at me at lunch because asking about revisions. He's supposed to check the guns. He's responsible for it.
Late today, a crew member telling ABC News almost the entire camera department walked off the set just hours before the shooting, saying the issue of gun safety had been brought up by the camera crew and brushed off repeatedly by producers. Also saying because of the film's small budget, they were cutting corners. The movie's producers reportedly left scrambling and reportedly bringing in several non-union replacements. ABC News obtaining an email from an entertainment union, Local 44, to its members, saying a single live round was accidentally fired from a prop gun. But investigators have not confirmed that or who handed the gun to Baldwin. The projectile striking and killing 42-year-old cinematographer Halyna Hutchins, widely regarded as a rising star in the industry, and wounding director Joel Souza in the shoulder. Baldwin seen here doubled over in agony moments after being questioned by police, breaking his silence today, tweeting, "There are no words to convey my shock and sadness," saying he's fully cooperating with the investigation, adding his heart is broken and he's in touch with Halyna's grieving husband. A source telling ABC News Hutchins' husband Matthew says Baldwin has been very supportive. A witness reportedly telling Showbiz 411 that moments after the shooting, Baldwin kept saying, quote, "In all my years, I've never been handed a hot gun." It's been nearly 30 years since a similar tragedy claimed the life of actor Brandon Lee, son of Bruce Lee, during filming of the movie The Crow. He was shot with a prop gun that had a live round of ammunition lodged inside. ABC News obtaining the industry standard safety bulletin emphasizing blanks can kill. Treat all firearms as though they are loaded. Live ammunition is never to be used nor brought onto any studio lot or stage.
There are lots of checks in place.
One Hollywood armorer explaining the safety and security of prop weapons are their responsibility, outlining the strict protocols followed on movie sets.
Nowadays, all weapons are checked, the barrels are checked before any blanks are put into the weapon. There are lots of other protocols in place, including actor training beforehand.
Hutchins posting this video on Instagram just days before the tragedy, showing her and the crew on horseback on the set.
This was like something terrible went wrong that should not have gone wrong.
And Kaylee Hartung joins us outside the sheriff's office in Santa Fe tonight, where witnesses are being questioned, and we are just now learning that a search warrant has been obtained, Kaylee?
Yeah, that's right, Kana. KOAT, our affiliate here, obtaining this search warrant in relation to the shooting. We're just learning that the assistant director told investigators he did not know there were any live rounds in that gun that he gave to Alec Baldwin. There were 3 prop guns on a cart near where the crew was rehearsing. An assistant director grabbed one of those guns and handed it to Baldwin. That AD then proclaimed to the crew the term cold gun, which is the term they used to let the crew know that this is a gun with no live rounds in it. At that point, Alec Baldwin fired the gun, the search warrant states. The cinematographer sustained a gunshot wound to the chest, we're just learning. And investigators say the director was standing behind Helena Hutchins and sustained a gunshot wound to the shoulder. We know that Joel Souza is now out of the hospital after being treated for those injuries. Again, the assistant director tells investigators he did not know there were any live rounds in the gun that he gave to Baldwin. And investigators say when they came on the scene, Baldwin appeared to have blood stains on his clothing. They have collected that clothing and they brought Baldwin in for a statement. You've seen those photos. Alec Baldwin in this parking lot looking absolutely anguished. Kana.
Wow, Kaylee, those are terrible new details on a deadly accident here. Let's go back, though, to the safety issues at hand here. Crew members say they were experiencing safety problems on set, and you're learning about some potential red flags even before this happened.
Yeah, Kana, we were told by a crew member that there were at least 2 accidental discharges of that prop gun on the set in the last week. And one industry professional, very experienced in what happens when prop guns are used on a set, tells me it is unfathomable that live ammunition could make it anywhere near a set. You know, charges have not been filed here yet, but the DA, Kana, says they are not ruling charges out here.
Wow, Kaylee, our thanks to you. Now to the battle over abortion rights. Today, the Supreme Court agreed to speed up their review of that controversial Texas law banning most abortions in the state. But the High Court also refused to block the law while it's under judicial review. So to help us unpack this, we bring in ABC News contributor and Cardozo Law School professor Kate Shaw. Kate, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me tonight.
So first off, what does this mean for Texas women seeking abortion services right now? And what can we sort of read into this court's current position?
Well, because the court didn't actually block the Texas law, it agreed to hear arguments about the law on November 1st, but it didn't block the law right now. So on the ground in Texas, there's no change in access to abortion. As you said in the introduction, access to abortion has basically ground to a halt as a result of this law, which is almost 2 months now been in effect. So no change on the ground, but there is now, for the first time, a real possibility that the Supreme Court will potentially invalidate the law or at least allow challenges to it to proceed. So far, because of the way this law is designed, remember, it's not enforced by the state. It's private parties who can sue for bounties, essentially, if they believe someone has obtained an abortion. Because that's the way the law works, it's not clear how you sue to challenge it, and it's not clear who a court can tell that the Constitution requires them not to, act consistent with the law. So there are complicated questions about how to challenge the law that has prevented the Supreme Court so far from actually reaching the question of whether this law is permissible. So for the first time, we're going to have arguments in the Supreme Court, again, on November 1st, basically mostly on this threshold question of who can come to court and who the right defendants are. So abortion itself, the future of Roe, is not going to be squarely at issue in the argument on November 1st, but it is very much lurking in the background of this case.
And tell us about those strong words that we heard from Justice Sonia Sotomayor in her dissent.
Right. So Justice Sotomayor agreed with the majority of the court that it's correct for the court to take the case to hear arguments on November 1st, but she vehemently disagreed with the decision not to put the law on hold in the meantime. She basically said that Texas has already, with the court's essentially blessing, committed irreparable harm by essentially denying abortion access to most of the women in the state, access that is protected by the Constitution under current law, whatever the future might hold under this court. And that, again, the Supreme Court has been a participant in blocking access to abortion for most women in Texas, of course, the second most populous state in the country. And she said, basically, even if the court decides, look, this Texas law, it won't go so far as to strike the law down in its ruling based on the November 1st argument. But even if the court clears a path to the law being invalidated, then it's still going to be too late for many women who have been prevented from exercising their constitutional right to abortion just for the 2 months the law has been in effect. So she was, she took very strong issue with the court's refusal to block the law in the short term. I do think it's notable, though, that the other liberal justices on the court did not join those strong words. So she wasn't joined by Justice Elena Kagan or Justice Stephen Breyer or Chief Justice Roberts, all of whom believed that the court should have stepped in to block the law before it went into effect. Now, maybe it's because Justice Sotomayor's words were very strong and her colleagues didn't want to sign on to them, but maybe it's because they think there's a chance there could be a fifth vote and to actually allow these challenges to proceed. And they are concerned about alienating colleagues. So it's possible to read Justice Sotomayor's sole dissent here as sending a signal that some of the justices' votes may be in play. Whether or not they're ultimately going to affirm the constitutional right to abortion, they may believe that Texas cannot be permitted to regulate a constitutional right in this way by allowing private parties basically to sue individuals for exercising constitutional rights.
You touched on timing a little bit, but do you have any idea when we could actually get a ruling on this case that seems very far-reaching right now?
Well, so the court has acted unusually expeditiously in scheduling arguments for November 1st, right? Just 10 days from now. Typically, the court will take a case and hear it months later and then, consider it for months and then issue a written opinion. I think there's some indication that because they scheduled the oral argument so quickly, they might actually resolve the case very quickly as well. So we could, hear more as soon as early November or into early December. The additional sort of timing wrinkle is that on December 1st, the court is scheduled to hear a challenge to another abortion restriction, this one out of Mississippi, and this one a more conventional kind of abortion restriction, one that bans abortions after 15 weeks and empowers state officials to enforce the ban rather than, again, giving private parties this power to sue. So that case squarely asks the court to overrule Roe versus Wade. I think there's a real chance the court will accept that invitation and overrule or at least dramatically narrow the constitutional protection for abortion. So that's happening anyway. So the real question is what happens around this Texas law in the meantime. But I think that, there's good reason to believe the court might resolve this Texas case, let the lower courts actually hear the substantive challenge about the constitutionality of the law if the Supreme Court just lets these challenges go forward. And then, the real question will be what the Supreme Court will do with this Mississippi case. Is it going to take the invitation? Again, it's been asked directly to overrule Roe. Is this, newly constituted, quite conservative court going to accept that invitation and actually overrule Roe? I think there's a real chance the answer is yes, or at least to dramatically narrow Roe.
Okay, Kate Shaw, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
We turn now to some promising developments in the fight against the pandemic, as new data shows the Pfizer vaccine is safe and nearly 91% effective against symptomatic illness in children 5 to 11 years old. That critical data coming days before the FDA advisory panel is set to review authorizing vaccines for younger children. And at the same time here, more booster shots are on the way after the CDC director officially endorsed the Moderna and J&J vaccine boosters for certain groups and also okayed mixing and matching those booster shots. ABC's Ariel Reshef has the latest.
With vaccinations of younger children expected within weeks, tonight parents are finally getting their first look at how the Pfizer shot performed in 5 to 11-year-olds.
Stay loose. 1, 2, 3.
The company reporting its trial of more than 2,200 children showed the vaccine was nearly 91% effective at preventing symptomatic disease, and there were no cases of severe illness.
The immune response was wonderful. It was comparable to that seen in 16 to 25-year-olds. We know that it's safe. We know that it produces neutralizing antibodies against the virus.
At 1/3 of the adult dose, Pfizer saw no cases of myocarditis, a very rare but known side effect which tends to happen more often in young men a few weeks after the second dose.
These several thousand pediatric-aged patients, 5 through 11, have been followed for that period of time and so far have not experienced any myocarditis.
Any other side effects from the vaccine were mild.
Feels good.
9-year-old twins Marisol and Alejandra Gerardo experienced a sore arm and fatigue when they got their vaccine as part of the trial back in March.
I think having now been to school and been able to share this with their friends and talk about it, I think they're now really eager to see their friends vaccinated.
More than 11 million 12 to 17-year-olds have already been vaccinated. Across the country today, a new wave of boosters from Moderna and J&J after that green light from the CDC.
I woke up to the news this morning and it was approved and got right online, made my appointment, came right down.
And now there's flexibility for people who want to mix vaccines, allowing them to choose a different vaccine brand from the one they originally got.
There may be people who have a preference for whatever reason to get something else. We would encourage them to discuss it with their physician or pharmacist, to come to the CDC website.
And Kana, an FDA panel will meet on Tuesday, and then the CDC is expected to weigh in 1 week after that. So we could see a green light for these 5 to 11-year-olds to get their vaccines as early as November 3rd. But keep in mind, it will take a full 5 weeks for those kids to be fully vaccinated. Kana?
Ariel, our thanks to you. Now let's bring in Senior Associate Dean at Stanford Medicine, Dr. Yvonne Maldonado, who led that Pfizer trial for kids ages 6 months to 11 years old. She's also on the Pediatric Vaccine Advisory Panel for the CDC. Doctor, I know you just left a CDC meeting to chat with us, so our thanks to you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And you're in these important meetings. Parents everywhere are wondering when these shots will be available to kids. What is the latest that you can tell us on the timing?
Well, we know that next Tuesday, the Food and Drug Administration will review the data on the 5 to 11-year-old vaccine made by Pfizer. And then followed by that a meeting, FDA will make a recommendation. And then November 2nd and 3rd, the CDC will review the data and make their final decisions around 5 to 11-year-olds. So hopefully, sometime the first week of November, there should be shots available for children between 5 and 11 years of age.
I mean, really, that's pretty quickly here. But are you hearing anything that could slow down this approval process?
You know, it's always hard to know exactly what's going to happen, but so far everything looks very promising, and I'm very optimistic.
Looking at the trial specifically here, the company today, Pfizer, saying the vaccine is 91% effective for kids ages 5 to 11. What were the side effects that you were looking for during this trial? And were you able to actually test the immune system response to know that it was working?
Yes. So we looked for the same effects that we saw in the older children and in the adults. But we also looked for any effects that families or children would notice, whether or not we asked for them or not. So we asked for anything that they thought was out of the ordinary, just to be on the safe side. And we didn't really see any of those signals. We do think that this vaccine is immunogenic, which means that you get a very good antibody response. And we are doing further studies to look at other immune markers that the vaccine might provide.
And finally, some of these parents may have been happy to get the vaccine themselves, but then could be a little apprehensive when it comes to their kids. Do you understand that hesitation?
Absolutely. COVID is a new virus. It's really only been around for a little under 2 years, and the vaccines are extremely safe. We know that hundreds of millions of people have received vaccines, but at the same time, I think people tend to be very careful with their children. However, we know that what the track record for these vaccines is so far. We have a great safety tracking system. And in fact, COVID does cause pretty serious illness in children when in those children who get infected. While the risk is not as high as it is in adults, when children have severe disease, it really is an unfortunate event. And we know that children need to be protected just as well as adults do.
All right. Well, our thanks to you, Dr. Yvonne Maldonado. Thank you for your work and your time.
Thanks so much.
Now I want to bring in Renee and Miguel Chavez and their 2 kids. They were enrolled in the Pfizer trial. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, it's awesome to be here. Thanks.
So what made you decide to enroll your children in this Pfizer trial?
I mean, we believe in science. We believe in vaccines in general for our kids, and we all got vaccinated. And it was extremely important to us that our kids were kept safe from COVID as well.
You weren't concerned at all?
I mean, I think we had a healthy level of concern, and I think all of our questions were answered by our pediatrician. We knew that we needed to go to her. We've trusted her with our kids for all of their health concerns. But, at the same time, we also are extremely concerned with COVID and the long-term side effects of COVID. So to us and our family, we understand that allowing our kids to be a part of the study and keeping them safe from COVID gives them, the best opportunity to not get it.
Right, weighing the risk and benefits that you saw. So this is a placebo trial, but it sounds like, Nico, did you have a different reaction after your second dose?
Yes, my arm was hurting more than the first one. The first shot I got, it was hurting more.
And Mom and Dad, it sounds like both kids had fevers too. So do you think that maybe they did get the vaccine?
I mean, we really wanted to see that immune response, and all we could do was submit the data. But fevers are pretty objective; it's a number. So we felt really good about it, but we don't know yet for sure.
In submitting the data, you essentially had to keep a log, right, for the CDC. What exactly did that entail, and what was it like those first few days? I mean, especially after that first dose, were you a little nervous?
So. First, the way we submit data, they gave us a phone, and the first 7 days after each injection, we submitted a really fair amount of data. The site symptoms, any feelings of chills, we submitted their temperature every day, and then there was also an opportunity for us to just say any other symptoms they had, nausea, any other GI upset. And then after the second injection, it was the same thing. And then weekly for 2 years, we're going to be submitting data, answering whether or not they've had any COVID symptoms.
Oh, wow.
Gosh, yeah.
That's a long commitment.
Yeah. And, it's important to us, I feel like, for everybody to know that, the safety of the kids is so important to the study. It's not just here, they got the injections and that's it. I mean, it's 2 years worth of information. And, a site that is available to us all the time for any questions, any concerns. They've been completely transparent. So, it's a lot of data they're collecting.
And for all of you, what is your message tonight to some other parents who might be very hesitant to get their kids vaccinated when it becomes available to even those younger kids?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I would say is that this has been out there in millions of adults all over the world, and it's shown that it works, and this is how we're going to get out of this together, and it only works if everyone participates. So that's my biggest message is we were very comfortable with it, and our kids did great, but it's not just our kids. There were plenty of other kids, and there's a lot of data behind this to support why this is safe.
And kiddos? Oh, sorry. Mom, go ahead.
It's okay. I was just going to say, I think it's also really important for other parents to know that we understand that it's scary because it's your kids, you know,
Yeah.
but you have resources out there, experts, you know, that have devoted their lives to taking care of children. Your pediatrician is such an important person that you can talk to and voice your concerns, because concerns are all valid. And you know, it's just important to get those heard, but also to listen to the experts on something as important as this.
Absolutely. And kiddos, do you want to say anything about taking part in this trial? How was it for you?
I think that people should get vaccinated because a lot of people are not getting vaccinated.
I think that you should get vaccinated because getting COVID is way better than getting the vaccine.
Thank you so much, all of you. I mean, we really appreciate you joining us tonight and sharing your message to parents out there. Thank you.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Now to Washington and the continuing negotiations over the president's sprawling domestic agenda. Democratic leaders say they are close to a deal. Here's ABC's Rachel Scott at the White House.
Tonight, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says negotiations are in the home stretch.
I would say that more than 90% of everything is agreed to.
The president cutting the price tag from $3.5 trillion to just under $2 trillion and dropping proposals like tuition-free community college, all in an effort to bridge the divide between progressives in the House and moderates in the Senate.
When you're in the United States Senate and you're a president of the United States and you have 50 Democrats, every one is a president. Every single one.
Senator Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona now forcing her party to back away from one of its signature campaign promises to pay for the sweeping new programs by raising taxes on big corporations and the wealthy.
She says she will not raise a single penny in taxes on the corporate side and/or on wealthy people, period. And so that's where it sort of breaks down.
Today, I asked the White House, what's Plan B?
Can this package be paid for without a corporate tax increase?
Yes, absolutely, but there are different corporate tax increases in here. We can also close loopholes for high-income Americans, and we can crack down on wealthy tax cheats.
And Rachel Scott joins us now from the White House. Rachel, do Democrats think they will be able to get this done next week?
Well, Kana, the president says they are down to the remaining 4 or 5 issues. He's optimistic that they will get there. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi acknowledging this is the hardest part with getting this across the finish line. But the president has made it clear to Democrats that he wants them to reach a deal by the end of next week before he heads off on that foreign trip. Kana?
Okay, Rachel, our thanks to you. Now to a major rain threat on the West Coast tonight. The parade of storms stacking up in California, and those storms are already causing major problems for container ships waiting to be unloaded a little further north. And now that atmospheric river is set to dump a significant amount of rain on the parched state of California. And with that, mudslide concerns, especially in those burn scar areas. So let's bring in Rob Marciano. Rob, walk us through what's happening in my home state now.
I know, Kana, it's getting very active here. The atmosphere really shifting into high gear after a slow, really, year. And now we've got a slew of storms that are lined up in the Pacific, as you mentioned. Let's take a look at them. The first two that drop out of the Gulf of Alaska, they'll kind of combine here in the next 24 hours, but it'll bring another round of rain and wind to that's what we call a bomb. It bombs out, it rapidly intensifies, and then hopefully weakening a little bit before it gets to Seattle and Portland. Otherwise, we could see some damaging winds there. But of a more confident, greater concern is the atmospheric river that sets up for California, especially the northern half, and we could see anywhere from 3 to 8 inches of rainfall in this area into parts of Oregon as well. And those areas that have had wildfires with burn scars, we're certainly concerned about seeing mudslides in those areas. Kana.
And Rob, this is a huge pummeling of rain, especially for places that haven't seen rain for more than 200 days.
Well, yeah, you know, I mean, some of these areas that haven't seen rain for almost a year at all, I mean, you've got some very caked landscape. So that will actually exacerbate the threat for seeing some flash flooding in those areas. But I suppose the good news is this is pretty much going to shut down the fire season for not just the Northwest, but for the northern half of California. Very high snow levels. That's not good as well, because that'll bring in the threat for those mudslides. The other piece of good news, as you know, the big fires that have burned this past year, although they've been very big, they've been in largely pretty remote areas. So although we'll probably see some mudslides from this, hopefully those slides happen in some areas that aren't nearly as populated. So Kenny, I'll take care of your family out here in the West. You take care of mine as we do this house swap, at least temporarily. Back over to you.
I appreciate that, Rob, and I'm going to hang on to that good news, okay?
Sounds good.
And when we come back, the officer charged for manslaughter following a deadly police chase, the victim, the uncle of the young woman who recorded the infamous video of George Floyd's final moments. And our conversation with rock legend Nikki Sixx of Motley Crue, how he overcame a challenging upbringing and drug addiction that nearly killed him. But up next, the relentless power crisis that is making life in Puerto Rico so difficult. Angry residents want answers, and we take a closer look.
This is what being live is all about. This is ABC News Live.
All right, we're gonna move out. Let's move out. We're surrounded by people squeezing into this bomb shelter.
We're on an urgent delivery run.
Not afraid to go there.
So my question, Mr. President, what are you so afraid of?
Breaking news, live events.
This is the moment.
Streaming straight to you, anytime, anywhere.
You just met one friend right here.
You're watching ABC News Live. Thanks for streaming with us.
All right, here we go. You ready? Let's do it.
Yes, it's the show America wants and America needs right now.
This is What Would You Do? Let's go. How are you? Yes.
So what will you be watching Saturdays on ABC News Live?
What would you do?
Hey, I guess I just found out.
The What Would You Do Marathon, 12 to 6 Eastern, every Saturday on ABC News Live.
My favorite show. Admit it. These days, what you need to know
Seems to change just about every day.
What is it that you really want to know, need to know,
To help you not just get through your day,
but to make the most of it? Feel smarter.
feel better.
Feel happier.
Well, how about a third hour of Good Morning America?
GMA 3, what you need to know. Now streaming on ABC News Live.
It's all about you.
This is American history, a violent white mob, a brutal attack, 300 Black Americans killed right here in America. Now, it is time to uncover Tulsa's buried truth, the gripping story brought to light in a new podcast from ABC News, available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app.
Sex, gambling, fraud, betrayal, and murder. Cutthroat Inc., the podcast. A family on a mission to find their son. A year's worth of conversations with the killer. Cutthroat Inc. Subscribe for free now on your favorite podcast app. Assault on the Capitol, the ABC News original, exclusively on Hulu, now streaming. Now with so much on the line, more Americans are turning to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight than any other program across all of television.
And welcome back, everybody. A New York jury has convicted the former associate of Rudy Giuliani, Lev Parnas, of making illegal campaign contributions to influence U.S. politicians and advance his own business interests. Prosecutors say he used other people's money to pose as a powerful political broker. Parnas has also been connected to Giuliani's efforts to get Ukrainian officials to investigate President Biden's son during his campaign for president. It took a jury 5 hours to convict him. Well, weeks of ongoing darkness have the people of the U.S. territory of Puerto Rico beyond frustrated and feeling as if not much has changed since that devastating hurricane 4 years ago. A struggling new power company might be pushing residents to a breaking point. ABC's Victor Okendo has the details.
Puerto Rico, the island of enchantment. Now the island of the enraged.
Estamos indignados y necesitamos una respuesta ya.
The U.S. territory in the dark, with its deteriorating power grid failing the nearly 3 million residents. A state of emergency declared as thousands of Puerto Ricans march on the streets to shed light on their dire situation, saying enough is enough.
We are protesting the Luma contract. We are protesting the blackouts, but we're also protesting the system that has enabled it, right? We're protesting the Fiscal Control Board. We're protesting budget cuts. We're protesting the lack of quality of life.
In June, a private company, Luma Energy, took over the distribution and transmission of electricity. Luma Energy telling ABC News,
the people of Puerto Rico deserve a better electricity system. It didn't get this way overnight. It got here through decades of underinvestment and mismanagement, and they should demand a better electricity system, and that's what this transformation is all about.
But the situation worsened with surging demands in summer that led to rolling blackouts, sometimes for days at a time, a situation tragically all too familiar.
Nightfall here in Puerto Rico, where 100% of the island is off the power grid.
I want the world to know we need diesel for the generator. We need light. We need water.
The island still reeling from blackouts in the wake of the devastating Category 4 Hurricane Maria in 2017, which left some residents without electricity for up to a year. And in 2020, earthquakes knocking out power again.
Right now, there are 300,000 people without drinking water, and the governor doesn't know when power will be restored. With scenes like this, one EMS official says it is like they are reliving the aftermath of Hurricane Maria.
Today, more than 4 years since Hurricane Maria, the power outages affecting daily life there. Electricity rates in Puerto Rico are higher than almost all 50 states, as the island experiences blackout after blackout.
The grid has been in a state of disrepair for the better part of a decade. You could look at it as unfunded maintenance over a long period of time, and you can look at it as the misuse of the revenues that have come in from the ratepayers over a number of years. You have a combination of a system in disrepair and political mismanagement at the top of the agency, and you have a recipe for a real problem.
And Washington is taking notice.
By every indication, Luma is failing the people of Puerto Rico.
Holding a hearing to demand answers from those in charge.
How many complaints has Luma Energy received regarding voltage fluctuations damaging home appliances?
I don't have that specific number with me.
The committee pointing to the nearly $11 billion grant FEMA distributed to the island after Maria, one of the largest grants in history to rebuild the entire electric system.
How many Luma employees executives earn over $200,000 and how many earn over $500,000?
I think it was asked that question earlier, but
and you didn't want to answer, right?
I'm not able to disclose employee salaries.
Yeah.
But as of just last week, the island has only seen $7 million of that grant.
This is a conscious and deliberated choice that decision makers are making every single day. There is absolutely no reason why we should be enduring this.
Another catastrophic storm that has locals like Alexandra feeling as if life in Puerto Rico has become a never-ending struggle for survival and basic rights.
So we kind of need to cut corners around our lives so we can survive in this existence, all the while we're actually investing in something that we have no control over. We have people who are waking up every day exhausted by the conditions that they're being forced to live in, and then exhausted by having to survive the day-to-day of it.
Wow, our Victor Okendo, thank you. Still ahead here on Prime. The supply chain crisis now leading to rising prices on basic goods. How bad can it really get? The Justice Department is taking on the practice of redlining. We will explain. And an alarming discovery: could elephant poaching be leading to the rapid evolution of these animals? We take a look and by the numbers. But first, our tweet of the day, Alec Baldwin's heartbreaking post.
extraordinary story.
A computer salesman was supposed to report to prison to begin a 17-year sentence.
They let him turn himself into jail with no escort.
No one thought he would run.
How do you evade capture for 25 years? How do you do that?
Now, join the search, following the U.S. Marshals as they uncover new leads in a global manhunt. Can you help catch this fugitive?
Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man? Listen and join the all-new hunt wherever you get your podcast.
World News Now.
And America This Morning.
The best new video.
The breaking news overnight.
Emergency crews called to the town of Surfside.
U.S. airstrikes hitting targets in Iraq and Syria.
The stories people are talking about.
If you don't want to shave your legs, don't. I was gonna say.
Oh my. Got it.
And what to expect in the day ahead.
ABC World News Now and America This Morning.
Starting at 2 a.m. Eastern.
Up all night to keep you up to date.
Right now, with so much at stake, Sunday mornings, this is the place. Taking on all the tough questions, straightforward reporting, no spin, no hype, no bull. See why Sunday mornings, more and more Americans are now turning first to ABC's This Week with George Stephanopoulos.
Welcome to This Week.
Let's do this!
When you wake up in the morning, when you wake up in the morning, darling, I'll be by your side. I'll be there by your side. I'll be everything you wanted. I'll be there by your side. If you need a light to shine in, hold up your hand, let the stars shoot again, let the light shine in through the dark.
Good morning, America.
This is what being live is all about. This is ABC News Live.
All right, we're gonna move back. Let's move back. We're surrounded by people squeezing into this bomb shelter.
We're on an urgent delivery run.
Not afraid to go there.
So my question, Mr. President, what are you so afraid of?
Breaking news, live events.
This is the moment.
Streaming straight to you, anytime, anywhere.
You just met one friend right here.
You're watching ABC News Live. Thanks for streaming with us.
Welcome back, everybody. Now to an alarming discovery about African elephants published in the journal Science. Researchers have found that years of ivory poaching has led to a rapid evolution of elephants born without tusks, a once rare genetic mutation that is becoming far more common. So let's take a look by the numbers here. During the 20-year civil war in Mozambique, armed forces on both sides relied heavily on the ivory trade to finance their war efforts. This is according to researchers. While the heavy poaching caused a 90% decline in the African elephant population in their national park. And at the same time, scientists found a nearly threefold increase in the number of female elephants that are born without tusks due to a genetic mutation that is lethal to male elephants. In fact, they found that a tuskless female would be 5 times more likely to survive during the country's civil war, and those survivors passed on the trait to their daughters. Well, now, more than 50% of female elephants in the region are tuskless, up from about 18% before the conflict. Now, the researchers say this is natural selection at work, but they're surprised that it happened in such a short period of time. Well, we still have a lot to get to here on Prime tonight. The teacher placed on leave for wearing a Native American headdress, dancing and chanting during a trigonometry lesson. And Hollywood tonight, remembering the life of one of the bosom buddies, Peter Scolari. But first, a look at our top trending stories on abcnews.com.
An extraordinary story.
A computer salesman was supposed to report to prison to begin a 17-year sentence.
They let him turn himself into jail with no escort.
No one thought he would run.
How do you evade capture for 25 years? How do you do that?
Now, join the search, following the U.S. Marshals as they uncover new leads in a global manhunt. Can you help catch this fugitive?
Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man? Listen and join the all-new hunt wherever you get your podcast.
The most powerful stories of our time
anytime. Nightline.
Now streaming on ABC News Live 2020. True crime, cinematic, real-life drama, stunning, the unthinkable. Follow the clues, The Hunt. True crime 2020. Now streaming on ABC News Live.
Admit it. These days, what you need to know
Seems to change just about every day.
What is it that you really want to know, need to know,
To help you not just get through your day,
but to make the most of it? Feel smarter.
feel better.
Feel happier.
Well, how about a third hour of Good Morning America?
GMA 3, what you need to know. Now streaming on ABC News Live.
It's all about you.
All right, here we go. You ready? Let's do it.
Yes, it's the show America wants and America needs right now.
This is What Would You Do? Let's go. How are you? Yeah.
So what will you be watching Saturdays on ABC News Live?
What would you do?
Hey, I guess I just found out.
The What Would You Do Marathon, 12 to 6 Eastern, every Saturday on ABC News Live.
My favorite show.
This is what being live is all about. This is ABC News Live.
All right, we're gonna move back. Let's move back. We're surrounded by people squeezing into this bomb shelter.
We're on an urgent delivery run.
Not afraid to go there.
So my question, Mr. President, what are you so afraid of?
Breaking news, live events.
This is the moment.
Streaming straight to you, anytime, anywhere.
You just met one friend right here.
You're watching ABC News Live. Thanks for streaming with us.
Actor Alec Baldwin speaking out after the deadly accident on a movie set in New Mexico, saying in a tweet he is heartbroken and cooperating with authorities.
The film's 42-year-old director of photography, Helena Hutchins, was airlifted to the hospital where she died. The other shooting victim, 48-year-old director Joel Souza, hospitalized last night in emergency care, but reported to have been released. Hutchins, considered to be a rising star in the industry, wrote how excited she was to be on the ranch. Baldwin was interviewed by the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office after the incident. Baldwin is not part of the investigation. For now, production of the movie has been halted.
The Justice Department is launching a cross-government initiative to investigate and prosecute redlining, which banks use to discriminate against minorities.
When people are denied credit simply because of their race or national origin, their ability to share in our nation's prosperity is all but eliminated.
Attorney General Merrick Garland says the department is currently investigating several redlining cases and expects it will be opening more in the coming months.
Officer Brian Cummings, a Minneapolis police officer, has been charged after crashing his squad car into a vehicle during a police chase, ultimately killing Lionel Frazier back in July.
We are charging this officer with both criminal vehicular homicide and with manslaughter in the second degree for his culpable and gross negligence in driving a squad car at 90 miles an hour in a residential neighborhood.
Lionel Frazier was the uncle of Darnella Frazier, the teen who recorded the viral video that showed the killing of George Floyd. Freeman hopes that through changes in pursuit policies, necessary action will be taken to reduce these police-involved deaths and hold negligent officers accountable.
Native American protesters lined the sidewalk outside John C. North High School in Riverside. They're angry about a video of a teacher that is the subject of a school district investigation. That teacher, Candace Reed, wearing a headdress while stereotyping Native Americans in a math class.
It was totally disgusting.
The video was recorded by a Native American student. So far, no comment from the teacher. The entire video has not been made public.
People riding a roller coaster at Universal Studios Japan in Osaka were temporarily stranded at the top when it stopped. An NHK camera caught the incident. Theme park officials say the power went out Friday afternoon. Officials handed out helmets to those on board before guiding them down emergency stairs. No injuries have been reported, and power is now restored. More than 3,000 nearby households were left in the dark for about 20 minutes. The relevant power company is investigating what caused it.
Actor Peter Scolari has died of cancer. Scolari co-starred with Tom Hanks in the hit TV comedy Bosom Buddies.
But they also know us as Kip and Henry.
That started a lifelong friendship, and for Scolari, a lifelong career. 3 Emmy nominations for his role as Michael Harris on Newhart, and an Emmy win in 2016 for playing Lena Dunham's dad on Girls.
That was an unfortunate thing.
With over 100 acting credits to his name, Peter Scolari had been battling cancer the past couple of years. He was 66.
We continue to report on the issues in the supply chain, but the problems have gone way beyond the warehouses and ports and is now going to be hitting your wallet. Many companies saying that prices are set to rise, and one big reason why here is because of the high cost of gas. ABC's Gio Benitez has more.
Tonight, consumer prices soaring.
The prices here just keep going up, and it's unpredictable if they're going to have what you even need.
The typical American household now spending an extra $175 a month on housing, groceries, and gas, says one key expert.
That's what they need to pay more today to buy the same amount of things that they were buying about a year ago.
Major companies facing rising costs now expecting to charge more. Like Nestle, the world's largest food and beverage company, Unilever, maker of Dove soap and Ben & Jerry's, Procter & Gamble, from grooming products to diapers, and Danone, maker of yogurts and plant-based milks, even Evian water. Inflation shooting up by 5.4% in just a year. That supply chain crisis taking center stage. Gas prices also rising to their highest point in 7 years. At some stations in California, over $5 a gallon.
Much of the reason is the continued rise in the price of oil, which is going up as demand globally continues to rise, partially due to an energy shortage overseas.
Kana, the steepest prices of the year are expected just before the holidays, when millions will be hitting the road. Kana?
Okay, Gio, thank you. Now to a rock legend who's had his share of ups and downs. We are joined now by Nikki Sixx, founding member of revolutionary rock band Motley Crue and 6 a.m. He's also a 3-time New York Best Time-selling author, philanthropist, photographer, and addiction recovery advocate. He's out now with a new memoir, The First 21, How I Became Nikki Sixx, and with his band 6 a.m., he has a song with that same title. That'll get you going. Nikki Sixx, thank you so much for joining us.
What's going on? Look at that little nerdy kid in that video.
I love to see those old home videos. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable. We found those in my aunt's garage, like 50 years worth of 8mm footage and bad photos, which we put all in the book.
It's so good, and thank you to her for hanging on to all of that, of course. So let's start with some of your early years here. You know, first of all, it wasn't always glamorous, right? You write about being abandoned by your father, growing up with your grandparents after your mother eventually left as well. So how does that kind of process, that trauma you felt, end up influencing your music?
Well, you know, part of the, when I wrote the Heroin Diaries, which was about recovery, really, I mean, yes, I was talking about addiction in the diaries, but about recovery, I started to do a lot of deep dive work. And it was during this book, The First 21, that I got to go back and start talking to family members and started to find out that a lot of stuff that I was told by my mom wasn't true. And so I'd been carrying a lot of anger and a lot of frustration around me for a long time. And I was able to kind of take an empathetic view, a helicopter view of that time, and realize there was a larger chunk being raised in the country and having time to dream and discover music on vinyl and radio to be the beginning of what would become what I do for the rest of my life.
Absolutely. And we discussed these pictures that your aunt kept, and I'm so glad that you're able to find them. I'm sure they brought back many memories, these school photos, family photos, of course, Motley Crue. And really, I mean, you are an accomplished photographer yourself. You have an Instagram page dedicated to your work. So how did photography become such an outlet for you? And does it also influence your music?
So I come to find out that I'm a natural born documentarian. And when I was super, super young, I was the weird kid that you would see in school that had the notebook and would be writing everything down. And I started using my words and the photography and then writing books and tying it into music. And it's really like where my head's at now, the idea of just doing any one singular thing, only doing photography or only doing books or only doing Motley Crue. I feel like there's more to all of it.
Yeah, a real collaborative art there. It's clear. Now, let's talk about your name. So you've changed your name a few times. You were born, right, Franklin Farana, then Nikki London, Nikki 9, now Nikki 6. Yeah. So tell me about all the interesting ways you came up with your name, your legal name, and stage name.
So, you know, when we were starting the band London, which was the band right before Motley Crue, my guitar player and like my best friend, Lizzie Gray, and me were like starting to write music, and we're putting this band together. And I remember his sister, he was living at his sister's house, like they had a 2-bedroom apartment, and walked in, and I'm Nikki London now. And he goes, I'm Lizzie Gray. And he was born Steve Perry. And she goes, you guys are knuckleheads. But as the band started to develop and London became a bigger part of my life, I realized I didn't want to be Nikki London of London because I was a gang member. I was a team player. So I was looking for another name. I really liked the name Nikki 9, but I'd started dating this girl. So she took pity on me and let me move in with her. And I was going through her scrapbook, and I saw that she had dated this guy named Nikki 6 in a band in Orange County called Squeeze, not UK Squeeze, but just like a local top 40 band. So anyway, she came home one day and I said, I'm not Nikki London, I'm not Nikki 9, I'm Nikki 6. And she's like, you can't steal his name. And, you know, I think I answered something like, well, I can steal his girlfriend, I can steal his name. And when you're young, you know, you don't realize, like, you know, the poor guy.
Also, I want to talk, though, about the opioid addiction journey to sobriety here. You write about your heavy drug use during the height of Motley Crue's stardom. It was a book titled The Heroin Diaries, which you mentioned is The Heroin Diaries, a year in the life of a shattered rock star. And you wrote about how in 1987, you were actually pronounced dead for 2 minutes before the paramedics could revive you after an overdose. So, I mean, talk to me about finding the strength to overcome such a powerful addiction.
I had to make a decision. Was I going to be the guy in coffin, or was I going to be the guy on stage making music and eventually being able to be a father, which at the time I was carrying all the information that my dad had abandoned me coldly. He did leave. My mom did leave. They don't get off the hook that easy, but it's not the story my mom told. Some of that, I believe, led to my addiction. And if you're dealing with family issues or health issues and you keep doing it, you're going to become an addict, and then you don't want to go through withdrawal. And eventually you either die or go to jail. That's going to be your story. You're going to die, you're going to go to jail, you're going to get sober. So I like to talk about the sobriety in it and the recovery in it, and hopefully stop people from making that mistake that I made.
Scary choices to be stuck with there. So this book that we've been talking about, it's your 4th book, your 2nd memoir. In the short time that we have left here, what is really the one thing you want people to take away from it?
Work hard, don't complain, keep your eye on the end zone. And I would do anything and everything, and I still will, to be the best at what I do. And I said at one point, I want to be in rock and roll. I want to make music for a living. And what do we do with that? And I believe in my book, you can see there's a bit of a roadmap on how to get there. And I hope people enjoy it.
Absolutely. Nikki 6, absolutely a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you. Anytime.
Now, his new memoir, The First 21, How I Became Nikki 6, is available wherever books are sold. And before we go tonight, the image of the day. We expect to see some scenes like this playing out over the weekend. I love the pumpkin patch. It is that time of year. My little guys got their pumpkin last weekend. These folks in that picture there are in England. And that is our show for this hour. Stay tuned for ABC News Live for more context and analysis of the day's top stories. Thank you so much for streaming with us. And coming up the next hour, we're staying on top of a few things here. Our team on the ground in Haiti will bring us the latest on those kidnapped Americans, plus our conversation with Jason Momoa. Stay with us.
Fly me to the moon.
He loved to fly. He was tall, dark, and handsome.
Pilot, a Jewish doctor, a big catch.
The wife of a respected plastic surgeon vanishes.
I actually dropped to my knees. I couldn't believe it.
I started screaming.
Not only was it possible to dispose of the 110-pound bag, it actually was very easy.
You must have been blown away.
I was.
My God, you gotta think it's a movie.
2020, tonight at 9/8 Central on ABC.
We want to know how you say.
Good morning, America! Good morning, America! Can't start my day without GMA.
Now, with America reopening, we want you to show us how you say,
Good morning, America.
So get together with friends, family.
Good morning, America!
Good morning, America.
And share with us at #MyGMA how you say,
Good morning, America.
And you might see yourself right here on GMA.
Good evening. I'm Kana Whitworth in for Lindsay Davis tonight, and thank you so much for streaming with us. And we are monitoring several developments here at ABC News at this hour. Authorities confirming today that Millionaire real estate heir Robert Durst has been charged with the death of his former wife, Kathy Durst, who vanished in 1982. It was just last week. The 78-year-old was already sentenced to life in prison for murdering his friend, Susan Berman, because of what she knew about his wife's disappearance. And Walmart has been forced to recall their Better Homes and Gardens essential oil infused aromatherapy room spray due to a rare and dangerous bacteria linked to 2 deaths. 4 people in different states have come down with this serious disease. As I mentioned, 2 of them have died. The CDC is urging consumers not to use or even open the recalled spray. And a parade of storms is forming in the Gulf of Alaska. Double-digit rainfall totals are possible in California and the Pacific Northwest by the end of next week. With more than 5 feet of snow expected in parts of the Sierra Nevada, the rainfall is a dramatic turnaround from what you see there. Exceptional drought conditions recently gripping the West. And now to that fatal shooting on the set of Alec Baldwin's new movie, Rust. The sheriff says the actor and producer shot the prop firearm that killed a cinematographer and injured a director. Big questions here tonight on how this happened and the red flags that were ignored. Kaylee Hartung brings us the story.
Tonight, the urgent investigation into that horrifying movie set shooting. Police say Alec Baldwin, firing a prop gun, accidentally killing a cinematographer and injuring the director during the production of the Western Rust. For the first time, we're hearing the chilling 911 calls.
We've had 2 people accidentally shot on a movie set by a prop gun. We need help immediately.
In another call, the person describing the chaos on the set.
It is AD that yelled at me at lunch because asking about revisions. He's supposed to check the guns. He's responsible for it.
Late today, a crew member telling ABC News almost the entire camera department walked off the set just hours before the shooting, saying the issue of gun safety had been brought up by the camera crew and brushed off repeatedly by producers. Also saying because of the film's small budget, they were cutting corners. The movie's producers reportedly left scrambling and reportedly bringing in several non-union replacements. ABC News obtaining an email from an entertainment union, Local 44, to its members, saying a single live round was accidentally fired from a prop gun. But investigators have not confirmed that or who handed the gun to Baldwin. The projectile striking and killing 42-year-old cinematographer Helena Hutchins, widely regarded as a rising star in the industry, and wounding director Joel Souza in the shoulder. Baldwin seen here doubled over in agony moments after being questioned by police, breaking his silence today, tweeting, "There are no words to convey my shock and sadness," saying he's fully cooperating with the investigation, adding his heart is broken and he's in touch with Helena's grieving husband. A source telling ABC News Hutchins' husband Matthew says Baldwin has been very supportive. A witness reportedly telling Showbiz 411 that moments after the shooting, Baldwin kept saying, quote, "In all my years, I've never been handed a hot gun." It's been nearly 30 years since a similar tragedy claimed the life of actor Brandon Lee, son of Bruce Lee, during filming of the movie The Crow. He was shot with a prop gun that had a live round of ammunition lodged inside. ABC News obtaining the industry standard safety bulletin emphasizing blanks can kill. Treat all firearms as though they are loaded. Live ammunition is never to be used nor brought onto any studio lot or stage.
There are lots of checks in place.
One Hollywood armorer explaining the safety and security of prop weapons are their responsibility, outlining the strict protocols followed on movie sets.
Nowadays, all weapons are checked, the barrels are checked before any blanks are put into the weapon. There are lots of other protocols in place, including active training beforehand.
Hutchins posting this video on Instagram just days before the tragedy, showing her and the crew on horseback on the set.
This was like something terrible went wrong that should not have gone wrong.
And that was Kaylee Hartung reporting tonight. Our thanks to her. The desperate search in Haiti continues for those 16 Americans plus one Canadian that have been kidnapped. This as the situation on the island continues to get worse. Marcus Moore joins us now with the latest on that.
Well, Kana, it has been nearly an entire week since those 17 men, women, and children were kidnapped here in Haiti, and the effort to secure their release is still very much underway. But officials have been tight-lipped on what, if any, progress has been made to that end. And yesterday, this chilling video surfaced of the suspected gang leader accused of holding the missionaries and children hostage. Authorities are reviewing that video as part of their investigation into this brazen kidnapping. But in the video that's been circulating online, the gang leader threatened to kill the hostages if their demands are not met. As we have been reporting, the 400 Mawozo gang is demanding $17 million. That's $1 million per person for their safe return. That's really the latest we have at this point on the investigation itself. We know that the FBI has made contact with the gang and that U.S. and Haitian authorities are working together to resolve the situation. And as that effort unfolds, conditions here on the ground have been worsening. We have seen widespread protests over gas shortages, economic trouble, and also gang violence. That protest that we saw crippled the capital city yesterday. Protesters set tires on fire across the city. There were reports that vehicles were seized, and we even heard sporadic gunfire at one point during the day. Kana, people here are angry. They have been angry for quite some time. And right now you have this confluence of issues that are happening at the same time, and it's really creating this perfect storm here in Haiti. For example, in some parts of the city, it costs you $15 a gallon for fuel, and that's if you can find gas. That's one of the reasons people have taken to the streets here. And all of these issues are adding to the urgency of trying to resolve this kidnapping peacefully. And people here in Haiti and, of course, in the U.S. and across the globe are praying for just that. Kana.
And holding out hope. Marcus, thank you so much. Onto the COVID front now. Millions more Americans are now able to get a COVID-19 booster shot and mix and match those boosters after the CDC approved this expansion Thursday. Starting today, booster shots are more widely available for those who are eligible, and with the White House declaring it's ready to execute. ABC's Dan Lieberman has the latest.
Vote number 1 passes with 15 yeses and 0 noes.
The CDC director signing off on unanimous recommendations from its advisory panel, clearing the way for booster shots to be more widely available as of Friday. Doctors' offices, pharmacies, and vaccination sites all now have vaccine booster doses available.
The boosters are really helpful. While the vaccines are working well in preventing severe infections, we are seeing breakthroughs, and we see very clear evidence now that boosters, especially for high-risk individuals, make an enormous difference in reducing those infections.
Government officials say the priority still remains getting first shots to people who are unvaccinated, but promises there's enough supply of boosters for all 70 million eligible Americans to get one. About 2/3 of people who are fully vaccinated are eligible for a booster. Those who got the Moderna shots have to wait at least 6 months after their initial vaccination, be at least 65 years old, or be at a high risk of contracting the virus. Johnson & Johnson at least 2 months after. In one limited study, those who got the Johnson & Johnson shots saw their antibodies increase 4-fold with a J&J booster, but saw a 35-fold increase with a Pfizer booster. And with a Moderna booster, the antibodies increased 76 times.
For the vast majority of people who likely did very well with their original vaccine that they got, it would be just fine for them to go ahead and get that original vaccine again. But there may be people who have a preference for whatever reason to get something else. We would encourage them to discuss it with their physician or pharmacist.
And tonight, another case of alleged sexual assault is making headlines, this time involving the University of Southern California Sigma Nu fraternity. The university acknowledging it received reports of drugs being put into drinks, and the fraternity is also reacting tonight. ABC's Will Carr brings us the story.
Tonight, outrage is quite literally written on the walls of the Sigma Nu fraternity house at USC. Students posting signs of protest.
It's a message to people that this matters, and I just hope that people come and they read the signs and they see the frustration and the anger.
Authorities now investigating multiple reports of assault inside. According to a USC Department of Public Safety log, from September 27th to October 20th, 6 different incidents of alleged drugging were reported at the fraternity, at least one involving an alleged sexual assault.
USC needs to make a statement. I think the frat needs to be shut down and removed from campus.
LAPD launching an investigation involving 4 alleged victims. In a statement, USC saying it's received reports of drinks being spiked at a party, leading to possible drug-facilitated sexual assaults. In recent months, fraternities at other big universities, including Northwestern and Missouri, facing similar allegations. Tonight, with the crowds and those signs of protest growing behind me, USC says it has temporarily suspended the fraternity while the investigation continues. The university says that it is committed to fostering a safe environment for all students here. Kana.
Will Carr, our thanks to you. And we now turn to superstar Celine Dion, who stopped performing while she battles some health issues. And now her sister has provided some new details on what's ailing the star singer. Here's ABC's Deb Roberts.
As superstar Celine Dion copes with that health issue that's forced her off stage for now, her sister is shedding new light on the singer's battle against debilitating muscle spasms. Just days ago, the chart-topping singer announcing she was postponing her highly anticipated return to the Vegas Strip when she could no longer make it through rehearsals. Asked by a television program if it was an issue with her voice, Dion's sister Claudette saying in French, "I don't believe so. No." She shared with me that the stage had a steep incline when she was performing that would cause problems with her muscles, legs, and feet. Adding, "When it comes to her muscles, I know she had to do exercises and stay in shape every day. She always gives 110%, and I'm confident she'll come back from this and her body will get used to it. She has the mental strength for that, and her body will get used to those great demands." Get well wishes are now pouring in for the singer from all over the world. Singer Katy Perry tweeting, "Sending you love and healing vibes." Dion's not only known for those record-breaking power ballads, but also for her jubilant and energetic shows and spirit. When I spoke to her in 2019, just before wrapping her Vegas residency, she was embracing her new decade with her grounded wisdom and classic wit.
You're in the 50 Club. Welcome aboard.
Extraordinary. And I don't want that to sound pretentious, but I feel stronger, more beautiful, more grounded. There's this power and this strength that comes with that maturity, that vintage thing.
That vintage thing.
That's priceless.
Well, certainly wishing her well, and our thanks to Deb Roberts for that report. And now to the decades-old murder case involving a former New York City doctor convicted of killing his wife, and the stunning new revelation in this case. It is all on tonight's edition of 2020. Here's ABC's John Quinones with a preview.
Sunday, July 7th was a turning point in this story. Something sparked another argument, and it continued for a while until there was silence in the apartment.
Later in the day, Dr. Bierenbaum left the apartment, showed up in New Jersey at the birthday party for his nephew, where we were telling people that Gail had left the apartment in a huff.
My mother says, "Do you know where Gail is?" They had a fight this morning, and Gail never came home.
My heart went into my throat.
On Monday, July 8, 1985, Robert Bierenbaum came into the precinct to report his wife, Gail, missing.
Just weeks after his wife Gail vanishes in New York City, Robert Bierenbaum starts spending time out on Long Island.
He was seen partying in the Hamptons.
But the next chapter in the Bierenbaum saga, a startling new life and transformation.
This new doctor in town that, had all the tricks up his sleeve.
Waves of stories started coming in from New York. Little gossipy waves of the missing wife.
Did you wonder who the heck was I dating all this time?
Many times, many times.
Investigators make a shocking discovery at a New Jersey airfield.
The flight records. Oh my God, he flew for 2 hours the day his wife disappeared. And the fact that he doesn't tell anybody.
This was a bombshell discovery.
It was. It turned things upside down.
I get a phone call. They've arrested Robert Bierenbaum for the murder of Gail Katz. And I started screaming.
Guilty verdict against plastic surgeon Robert Bierenbaum.
Since 2000, Bob Bierenbaum has been behind bars, serving that sentence of 20 to life, insisting he was innocent. Just last December, Bierenbaum was up for parole.
2020 obtained this transcript of that parole hearing, and in it is a shocking revelation. For the first time in 35 years, Bierenbaum finally admits to killing Gail.
The earth shifted. I was in shock.
Wow, John Quinones, looking forward to that full report tonight on 2020. And now to one of the biggest movies of the year, Dune. The film starring Jason Momoa has already made nearly $130 million at the international box office and is now showing in theaters here. And our Maggie Rulli was given the greatest assignment to run around London for an hour with Jason Momoa himself.
Jason? Is that Jason Momoa?
Maggie Rulli?
Oh my God!
What are you
Ever.
Not only is Jason Momoa in London shooting Aquaman 2, but he's also here for his new film, Dune.
Welcome to London!
I stole him for a quick catch-up and tour of London.
We don't have much time. I know you're a busy man.
On our right is Westminster Abbey and where William and Kate got married.
It's Big Ben.
Oh my goodness. A lot of scaffolding. It's actually nice standing up.
Yeah, I've never done this before either.
Yeah, no, it's like surfing a little bit. You know what I mean?
Only together can we stand a chance.
His sci-fi thriller Dune is out, and the early reviews are in.
It's the first one I got to show my kids too. Like that's kind of.
Yeah.
I was a little worried. Oh my God, they freaked out. Especially that, the moment.
Wait. No spoilers here. Momoa says getting the role of master fighter Duncan Idaho was huge.
I've never been wanted ever. This is the only role that someone was like, I want you, and I'm like, are you sure you got the right guy?
Yeah, you. Put on some muscle?
I did? No.
What was it about this cast in particular you think that made everyone gel so well?
We're all so different. Like Denny just had that vision. He knew exactly each person. I don't even know if anyone really auditioned. I feel like he just knew. I'm not here.
Yeah, hi.
Okay, great tour, but time crunch here, people. We're off to our next stop.
Tea time! Are you ready? I think I'm supposed to be asking you questions, but the food's too good. So wait, hold on.
All right. My favorite color is pink. I think my mom raised me on Elvis, that's why. I was a big Elvis fan.
Really? Favorite Elvis song?
I'll come back to that.
Okay, we'll circle back.
Money. Yeah.
So that
Wise men say only fool. That's my favorite.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
A quick swap of jackets, a flip of long hair, and we get back to spilling the tea. I really wanted to know what it's like being the cool dad.
Do you teach them any of the action sequences?
Yeah, they do it all. Lola's actually really getting good at boxing.
Really?
Wolf's been doing martial arts forever.
Yeah, you have a loving wife, you have this great family. Is there a secret? How do you do it all?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, it's hard. It is. I would normally only be like 2 weeks away. At one point, it was like 3 months. It was brutal.
hard.
I just try to keep them happy.
Well, cheers to that.
Cheers.
Last sip of tea.
Okay, we've got to squeeze in a proper British meal.
Look at that. They say this is Get out of here. You know, I haven't had fish and chips yet.
What? You haven't?
Since I've
Oh
been here.
my gosh, this is exciting.
Wow, that's
no way.
so good.
Okay, you like
That's
it?
legitimately amazing.
Are you a tartar sauce guy?
I'm an everything guy.
As we're enjoying our fish and chips, I have to ask more about Dune. As there are these moments and these themes, and one of them, this idea of fears and
Mind
overcoming fears.
My fears kind of drive me. That's why I love rock climbing. That's why, I generally like doing things that make me scared. It makes me feel alive. What was your favorite scene in Dune?
Oh, okay.
Who's your favorite character first?
I was in Duncan, Idaho. I'm sitting with him. Come on.
I mean, you got all the goodies. It's one of the best interviews I've ever had. I gotta go back and do the movie.
We should do this again. Where
I
should
would love to do
Where
this
should we
again.
meet up next time?
Tahiti.
Next
Bye, everyone.
Maggie Rulli with the greatest assignment of all time, being serenaded by Jason Momoa there. My goodness. All right, still to come, our conversation with the TikTok sensation who has become famous for her videos about the lunches that she packs for her husband.
This is what being live is all about. This is ABC News Live.
All right, we're gonna move back. Let's move back. We're surrounded by people squeezing into this bomb shelter.
We're on an urgent delivery run with
Not afraid to go there.
So my question, Mr. President, what are you so afraid of?
Breaking news, live events.
This is the moment.
Streaming straight to you, anytime, anywhere.
You just met one friend right here.
You're watching ABC News Live. Thanks for streaming with us.
All right, here we go. You ready? Let's do it.
Yes, it's the show America wants and America needs right now.
This is What Would You Do? Let's go. How are you? Yes.
So what will you be watching Saturdays on ABC News Live?
What would you do?
Hey, I guess I just found out.
The What Would You Do Marathon, 12 to 6 Eastern, every Saturday on ABC News Live.
my favorite show.
Admit it. These days, what you need to know
seems to change just about every day.
What is it that you really want to know, need to know?
To help you not just get through your day,
but to make the most of it. Feel smarter.
Feel better.
Feel happier.
Well, how about a third hour of Good Morning America?
GMA 3, what you need to know. Now streaming on ABC News Live.
It's all about you.
This is American history, a violent white mob, a brutal attack, 300 black Americans killed right here in America. Now, it is time to uncover Tulsa's buried truth, the gripping story brought to light in a new podcast from ABC News, available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app.
Sex, gambling, fraud, betrayal, and murder. Cutthroat Inc., the podcast. A family on a mission to find their son. A year's worth of conversations with the killer. Cutthroat Inc. Subscribe for free now on your favorite podcast app. Assault on the Capitol, the ABC News original, exclusively on Hulu, now streaming. Now with so much on the line, more Americans are turning to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight than any other program across all of television.
Please begin.
This is the testimony of Elizabeth Holmes, the Stanford dropout who appeared poised to change the world, but didn't.
Her fall from grace was spectacular.
Elizabeth is finally going to trial.
This case will probably go down in Silicon Valley history.
But to this day, Elizabeth maintains her innocence. We'll take you inside the courtroom. If history is any indication, Elizabeth Holmes is not going down without a fight. Follow The Dropout, Elizabeth Holmes on Trial, wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back, everybody. We are tracking several international headlines at this hour. Activists in Italy took over the streets and even a fountain in an effort to urge world leaders to take action against climate change ahead of the upcoming climate conference in Glasgow. Several activists dressed as G20 politicians brought a table and chairs right into a fountain and staged their own G20 summit. The protest is part of a worldwide initiative called Day of Climate Action. And we are learning a little bit more about Queen Elizabeth's brief hospital stay. The 95-year-old monarch underwent, quote, preliminary investigations, but didn't specify what that means. Despite the scare, they say she's in good spirits. And in Bolivia, people who recovered from COVID are literally getting a breath of fresh air at a forest on the outskirts of the capital city of La Paz. The forest is offering walks through what they call the oxygen path, where people can take a moment to breathe in the air provided by the eucalyptus leaves. In the South American nation, it is customary to use those leaves in home remedies. Our next guest has over 4 million followers on TikTok, where she has made a name for herself by sharing the lunches she packs for her husband. Alejandra Tapia's unique twist on traditional Mexican cuisine and mouth-watering recipes recently even caught the eye of Lizzo, with the superstar inviting her to her house to cook for her. Alejandra, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today.
Hi, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. This has been an incredibly eventful few months for you. Packing lunches first for your family, then you go to Lizzo's house and you're cooking for her. What has it all been like?
Oh, it's been crazy. It's these past couple of, maybe I want to say this past month has been crazy. It went from having the mural that was done for us Latin creators in LA to cooking for Lizzo to now this is just blew up. It just blew up.
Listen,
Yes.
I put a protein bar in my husband's backpack one day and gave myself a pat on the back. So I'm embarrassed now. Tell us about your content creation. You really document your cooking process sort of step by step. So why did you decide to do it like that?
Well, at the beginning, it wasn't like that. At the beginning, I would just show the idea, like what I was packing, and that was it. But most of the comments that were on my videos were asking for me to show them how to do the actual lunch, not just show the lunch. So then that's when I started showing step by step how to do it, because that's how I learned. It's step by step, showing exactly how much to put, where to put. That's just the way I learned. So that's the reason why I made my whole videos in that manner.
Everything looks so good. You really typically focus on Mexican dishes. So you want to share with us any maybe traditional Mexican spices we should all have in our kitchen?
Yes. Chicken nor is one of my number one things that I have to have in the kitchen. If I don't have it, I feel like the food does not taste the same, which is a chicken base seasoning. Also, you need salt, pepper, cumin, oregano. Those are like my main staples: garlic, onion.
Okay, I'm making my list. And I have to know, what was for lunch today?
Today, for lunch, I made a steamed rice, and I had leftover beef from a pho that I had. So I just sauteed the beef with the vegetables, which is zucchini, carrots, onion, garlic, and I just gave him that for lunch. I haven't been making any lunches right now, like for my videos, because I've been a little sick, and I've been a little busy. So, but next week I'm gonna start posting more lunches, more lunch ideas. So I'm actually excited because I've been brewing stuff in my brain this whole week that I've been kind of off on making lunches. So I hope I have something special for everybody coming soon.
Well, me and I'm sure all your followers are looking forward to what you come up with. Alejandra, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me.
And that is our show for tonight. Stay tuned to ABC News Live for more context and analysis of the day's top stories. I'm Kana Whitworth. Thank you so much for streaming with us.
It was an extraordinary story.
A computer salesman was supposed to report to prison to begin a 17-year sentence.
They let him turn himself